Coffee Club, Coffee Club. Grind your beans and grab your favorite mug. It's Ollie, Morgan, George, and Gus. It's them boys from Coffee Club. Boys from Coffee Club.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coffee Club podcast for episode 183. And today,
we've got a special guest.
We're going to make you guys very happy. We have finally the return of Male Hoare 69, also known as Richard Cranium.
On Twitch, yeah.
Also known as Dr. Wankstein.
Dr. Wankstein, yeah.
Also known as anything else?
The
whole bag.
That idiot.
Something.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Sir Morgan, Lord George, thanks for having me on the pod. No, it's been dreaming about this for 6 weeks. So.
How's your seat feeling?
It feels like some people have sat in it, particularly somebody known as Dylan Jacobs, because there's a very big mark. Yeah, right here. I can
You are sitting differently.
I'm trying to sit.
New setup.
I'm trying to sit more upright because my slouching when I've been traveling on 12 planes in 6 weeks has definitely not been great for my back. So I'm trying to be a bit more upright for my posture.
Can't wait to hear what else.
Yeah.
What else you're doing differently on your return?
We'll see.
Because we've been hearing lots.
Yeah. For anyone who is keeping track, Ollie has been absent for 6 episodes now. So according to the sacred laws of the Coffee Club, that's 600 Spanks.
Yeah.
It's 100 per missed episode. So
that's right.
Tom Wang's dishing them out.
Tom Wang's he's got the wooden spoon and he'll be passing it around to George and Morgan. But the problem is with these Spanks, the tradition is you'd never know when they're going to come. So it could be 3 a.m. in my apartment and Morgan's standing over me with a wooden spoon saying, "Turn around."
So out a casual 50 here.
You also owe us a bag of coffee per missed episode.
Yeah, I've got 3 or 4 bags that still at my place I will deliver. And I've also got some other things, some goodies that I've left at the apartment. So there will be gifts coming in.
You didn't bring them today.
No, because
there's too much excitement.
There's too much going on. Just too much going on.
We'll I guess the gift giving will have to be next week. But in the meantime, we do actually have a little bean shout out. So I think we're going to get more into it later, Boston Marathon. But there were actually a couple of bags that were given to manager Tom Wang at Boston. And first off, thank you so much to everyone who did come out and enjoy the little coffee club event that did go down there. I got the stats here. I think it was 400 to 500 cups of coffee was served thanks to Solid Co Coffee. Crush that. And unfortunately, we weren't there, but
it made me, looking at everything went down, made me want to be there so badly. Yeah, that's huge from everyone that showed up to see Tom, and Joe and Alicia were holding it down for us.
I think next week we'll put that in bold on the
schedule. That made me so excited for this week.
Yeah, we'll get out there. But so thank you firstly to David from A Bag of Beans, from him and Andy Knapp, our old assistant coach at Wisconsin. So they came from Savannah, Georgia. Perk Coffee, I believe, is it? Young producers, right? And we also have a bag from you, who, I don't know if you guys, this is from Grace Note, the ones we got before that were absolutely amazing.
I like those ones a lot.
And you he makes coffee running maps of cities. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but so awesome guy. But yeah,
like a map to coffee shops or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I want one of those.
Yeah. So maybe this week when we see Tom, we'll be able to get those bags. And thank you very much for giving them to Tom and to everyone that came out to the event, because it did look like a lot of fun. And yeah, I guess that leads us into, we're doing another event this weekend going back to the Penn Relays. George and I will be out there. Ollie is going to sit this one out because, as he already said, he's been on too many planes in the last couple of weeks. So we're very excited to go back to Penn. It's been, this is number 4, 3?
This is 4.
Yeah.
4 years in a row, which is very cool. Back out to good old Philly. The main thing that we're going to be doing as Coffee Club, Friday, 4 p.m. to 5:30 in the On Athletes Zone. Make sure you're there. We're going to be doing a little live show type thing. It's probably going to be pretty informal, like mostly Q&A type stuff, meet and greet. You're going to be able to get Coffee Club tattoos, which is very exciting. You can race in them.
Permanent?
Permanent tattoos. Yes. Make sure that you ask your coaches and your parents ahead of time and bring all your teammates. There will be more information in the description and possibly an RSVP. Not sure about that. But we're going to have lots of fun. We really want to see you there on Friday. Anybody can attend, asterisk, if you have a Friday Penn Relays ticket. So you do need that. If you don't have one, you can get cheap ones, like upper level cheap ones, to come see us, or you can sneak through the fence.
I was about to say you can probably sneak in to see us.
Well,
We're not allowed to say that, though,
Yeah,
probably
but-
legally.
yeah, but legally, yeah. This-
So
That's just information.
We don't condone sneaking in, but there's this spot on this.
we'll make like a secret little map for it. But yeah, we would absolutely love to see as many of you there as we can. So please make it part of your plan for the Penn Relays weekend to come see us on Friday, so we can hang out, ask some questions, get tatted up for the race.
It's
and
become one
for
of
the rest
our
your
like
life.
our favorite coffee club weekends of the year. Wait, did you not come last year? You
Last
couldn't
year
make
I was
it.
in China.
You were in China.
It was
Last
too
year,
hot
me and
down
Ollie had an epic time
there. The NIL signings.
signing 1 trillion NIL deals, and
we had the biggest line out of anyone. I remember our line was massive. Everyone was looking around going,
yeah, admittedly, some people didn't know what they were lining up for.
That's
but
how it works.
That's how it works. And we had the biggest line. And like, I'm pretty sure we won that whole thing against everyone else that was there.
100%.
We were the winners. We
Last
won.
year, the ink was on the paper, and this year we're taking it one step further.
Further, ink on the skin.
Inking
I
off
think
bodies.
the East Coast curse from New York has made it to Philly that has not allowed all three of us to be there at the same time.
This is true. This
We
is
just
very
can't
true.
we can't make it all together. But come see Morgan and I. It's going to be friggin' fun.
Yeah. So that's happening on Friday. And then Saturday, George is actually getting back into racing in the mile alongside our teammate, Mario.
Mario Garcia Romo.
Winner, you were a winner last time you raced this one, George.
Yeah,
Like,
2 years ago.
Unbeaten, in fact, in the Brendan Franklin
He's
Mile.
unbeaten in the Franklin Mile.
Seen as I DNF last year, which that doesn't count.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count. So then you'll be racing against Mario.
It's actually a pretty
I
good
think it's
field,
become
right?
a good tradition to open up the old Ben Franklin.
Yeah, it's a good race. It's a good field. You said is Holt the Bold doing it?
You know.
Surely, I don't know. I haven't
I
looked
feel
at
like he's like a consistent
stalwart
Franklin
of
mile.
Ben Franklin.
Yeah,
I think it's getting better and better every year. People are realizing it's
It's a silver
Fun
label
race.
meet now, and the field is definitely good. Do we have any word on a pace? Is it going to be a pace race, or is it going to be more a race?
I think Yared couldn't get the standard last year, therefore it's not possible.
Not
So
worth it.
my preference is that there's no point even going for it. But
what,
I think
what did we
I'm
run last year? 352.
You guys ran pretty quick.
No,
Still.
you're 51 point,
That's not
Very
bad.
quick.
which
Very
is pretty
quick.
good.
And it's not known for fast running.
Like,
so
now
it's
the
very
standard-
It's windy. It's windy, and the weather conditions
Yeah.
are usually not great. So it's probably better just to go and race. I reckon.
I would like it just to be
I know.
I'm sure Dathan will have a pacer to get it. We'll get it going, but
he might
I
pace it.
think like pacing it for the standard is just like it's not
The
realistic.
standard is so fast now. It is
350.5.
you're asking a lot.
No, it's 350.00 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought
That's
it went
why
down
it's
You're
hard.
ridiculous.
asking a lot.
Like it's Penn Relays. It's April. That's just ridiculous.
Mm.
So
Let's go race.
let's just go race.
Yeah.
First time since the Olympics.
Yeah. You and Mario both. Well, I guess Mario paced.
He paced
Yeah.
the indoor mile. Yeah.
Made a start line.
No, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very excited for that one. It's going to be
Rustbuster.
good
Haven't
one.
even done speed work yet. Cobwebs, something.
You got to get rid of the
all the
cobbies.
classics.
Get rid of the cobwebs out. Yeah.
All those ones.
drowning
you can
in
imagine them all.
oxygen, Go to sleep,
Yeah, you're going to be down there drowning in oxygen. So it'll be fun.
Exactly.
etc., etc. We also have in the 800, we have Roberto Falcon racing, he's an amazing 800, 1500 meter runner.
Mm.
He's been complaining recently that he's not ready for the 800.
Dude,
But
he's so
I
fit
think he's
right
very
now.
ready for the 800. I think he's very ready for everything. So that's going to be awesome for him to get out there. And then we also have Josette in the women's. It's a 1500 for them. And she is in crush mode right now. And this is her backyard. I don't know how many times she's raced at Penn, but considering that she grew up in Jersey and went to Georgetown, probably about 60 million. So,
Yeah.
I think she holds the meet record. She wants to break her own meet record.
mhm.
It's in her backyard.
Yeah.
The Josie special.
Yeah. So, Penn Relays, it's going down.
It's going down.
Come say hello to us. Come join us on Friday and watch the action unfold on Saturday.
I'm so glad the college kids are running the relays and not the mile.
Dude, they're running a little
Imagine
too
if
fast
we-
right now, aren't they?
Imagine if I had to have Gary and fucking Ethan, whatever his name is.
Mhm.
All these 348 guys in there.
Yeah. No, that'd be crazy. I'm very excited for that is the other main thing. There's the good pro races, but I think obviously Penn Relays is known for its relays. Go win those wheels. So I think this year, especially with how good the quality is of athletes in the NCAA, a lot like you got all the good Villanova boys. Like I think there'll be a lot of the good athletes will actually be at Penn Relays this year. So I think it'll be an amazing meet just across the board. So yeah, we're very excited.
It's the Olympics for Villanova.
It's Villanova's Super Bowl.
Honestly, yeah.
It is.
It's fucking massive.
So it'll be so good. And Georgetown, like all those East Coast schools that you think of as mid-distance programs, it's the biggest thing of the year. So can't wait to see it unfold. Yeah. Moving on, just a quick note. Thank you for the lovely reception for last week's podcast. We had a lot of fun. Ollie, you missed a good one.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Did you?
Well, I just heard from people about it. Yeah.
What did you hear?
I just heard that you had two people on. I've been on their podcasts a long time ago. I think when I signed with On. Yeah.
No, you had.
What are you talking about? Really?
Yeah.
What?
I was on their podcast when I signed. Joe, I think, was also on it.
So I might have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah,
Really?
you don't want to listen to it. Yeah.
On the Some Work or Play podcast.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing them with somebody else. I was on a podcast with a couple that talked a lot about like stuff that I just like don't
that sounds
very
right.
specific stuff about like taking all these things and doing all these little things to change your performance, whatever.
Guys,
they're like
where we need a
100.
check.
They're like 100 miles or some shit.
Yeah,
Well, that
you're getting
you're
half
describing them.
You're getting some of the facts right. I guess like that could have definitely happened. I remember everyone was on a podcast in the early days of the team, but I can't remember what it was. People were doing
Yeah,
it.
I might
it was
be-
sit and kick.
Sit and kick. That's actually what I was thinking of.
Is that the couple you're thinking of?
No,
it was Josh.
no, because that couple, I know that couple for a fact, and everyone says that I look like one of the guys out of that couple.
Who's that?
Unfortunately, yeah, Ribbich. Yeah, I
If we can find this episode of you being on Some Work or Play podcast, I would be.
I'm gonna be shocked
because I've never heard about this before.
I thought it was them, but I remember there was another couple that had a different name for a podcast. It might have been them, but it was a couple. I remember it was a couple.
Can't be that many couple.
All right,
podcasts
whatever
out
this
there.
is crazy, and we have to get to the
Can I see a photo of them?
Yeah.
What's the name?
The podcast name is Some Work or Play. David Roach and Dr. Megan Roach.
Some Work.
Yeah. That would be crazy.
Some
Such a coincidence.
Work.
No, it did seem like people got lots out of it, which is what we were
It's
hoping
not coming
for.
up. I'll just put David
And we got a
Roach
lot
in.
out of it.
Yeah. We got
So-
some good tips. Send in my heart rate data. Got my zone 2 sent to me.
Confirmed.
Confirmed golf feel.
Confirmed.
Golf
Confirmed.
vibes.
Morgan's heart beats much slower than the average person.
Big heart, bro.
Yeah,
Lots
that's
of
what I
love
was
to
thinking.
give.
You must have giant heart.
It's probably going to lead to later health problems.
You got Lance Armstrong heart. All
Don't say that. I'm not allowed to say that.
right, we'll cut that bit out.
no.
You must pump the same amount of blood,
There's different couple.
bigger volume.
It's
Yeah.
a different couple.
Really?
All right, someone was going to have to dig around and see what podcast Ollie was on 5 years ago.
I thought it
Dude.
was something like A to Z or something.
Wait, I think I might have seen that one. You guys were all on the podcast of Avery.
Yeah, this one. This
What
is
is
the
it
one I
called?
was on, I think.
A to Z running?
Yeah.
A
I
to
thought
Z running?
this was the couple you guys had on. I'm like, shit you not. I thought the couple you had on was the people that run the A to Z running podcast.
This is crazy.
That was Andy and Zach.
Well, look how young you are. A to Z running.
That's what I thought the podcast. I thought that was the people that you had on, so I had no idea who the people you had on were.
Well, you should listen to it because it's a very fun episode.
Oh
Shit.
yeah, this is yeah. I think I was on this one. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this
Yeah,
was
the
like
date
5
checks out.
years ago.
This is 2021. The date checks out here. 5th of April, 2021.
Oh.
Exactly 4 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. No, but I heard about it. I guess I don't know him because I thought it was somebody else. So
Well, hopefully we'll have them on again at some point when you.
yeah, are they from Colorado?
They live
Locals.
probably 2 miles from here, I think.
Oh
Mhm.
shit,
They do.
Yeah, very local.
nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I've confused the two couple podcasts thing.
Seems
I
like
think
you
that's
might
what's
have.
happened. So apologies. But yeah, no, it sounded like it was a good collab. I heard that you've had Dylan Jacobs on multiple times, which is great for him.
Once.
Oh, only once? No,
Yeah.
he made it sound like you
No,
guys
he
have
just
had him
likes to
on.
rub it into Maya mostly.
Yeah, it sounded like
Which
he
we
had been
also
on
had
like
Maya on, but you were there for that one. And then we
Yeah.
also had, I can't remember if who else we had on. We must have had someone else on. We had Joey.
Joey
Bags.
Bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wish I was on that one.
Yeah.
I love Joey.
That's
But
the one.
yeah, anyway. Yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to it. It's nice though listening to a podcast when you're not on it, because then you can kind of enjoy it.
Makes
So-
it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, I fucking hate listening to my voice. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's do it.
But anyway, going into the deep dive on Ollie Hoare, I think we got to start with the CEO. Gus update.
Yes. Good old Gus boss. So he's doing well. Keep him busy. I hadn't seen him in 6 weeks. He's been passed around a little bit. He was with George and Jenna. They stayed at my place in Boulder, which I was very grateful for. Jenna is amazing, and also like I'd say Jenna's like his almost godmother. Like she definitely spoils him a lot and takes a lot of photos, which I love, so I can see little updates on how he's doing. And then after George and Jenna looked after him, then Olivia came in for a day or two. She was fantastic, took him on a hike. He looked like a very happy boy.
I think she took him on like a couple of runs.
Yeah, Olivia said she
Working.
took him on a double.
Like a mile or two.
He
or
ran
something.
2 miles, apparently. I think 2-3 miles at 7:30 pace.
That's actually,
No way.
I
Yeah,
don't, that's hard
what,
to believe.
That's what Olivia. That's what
amazing.
Olivia told me. I mean,
He's
I
fit.
didn't believe it, and she's like, "No, seriously." Like I took him on
That's
a
very
run,
impressive.
but he, I mean, he's an active boy. He's doing well. He's in that like oligarchy billionaire phase, like Jeff Bezos and stuff, where he's just getting absolutely shredded. You know, so Gus is in that kind of stage, being, you know, a CEO and stuff like that.
His super yacht face.
He's super yacht phase. He's going to be on the Blue Origin next. He already told me he's actually leaving for a bit.
That is what they're saying, that with like the way that things are going in the world, that ultra rich people, like they've transcended like buying stuff, and now it's their bodies.
Yeah.
That's like how they show how rich they are, is how fit they are.
Like the never die guy. Like he was like a
So-
millionaire that's like trying to never
Yeah,
die and like
yeah.
taking all these supplements and
The
doing all
Netflix
this
guy?
research on himself. Yeah.
What the fuck's his name?
Brian
talking about
Cox or
Brian?
something.
Yeah,
Not Brian Cox.
Brian-
Brian Cox is an actor.
Scientist.
Brian. It's
Brian
still
Crack.
Kevin made me watch it. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy what he does to himself.
But
But
fucking weird.
then
Probably gonna live forever.
then Gus went back and forth from Littleton with my girlfriend's brother Jackson, who's looked after him for quite a big chunk of time the past year. And Jackson's been amazing, and he's been pretty good to Gus. So Gus has been looked after him and by Meg. So he's doing well.
Sounds like he's thriving.
Well, he was thriving, and then I came home, and Meg picked me up from the airport, and I walk in the door, and I'm like really excited to see him, and he runs like sprints like that, and like when you're on hardwood floor, he struggles to get going. He's kind of like in the same spot like a cartoon, and then all of a sudden he just launches, and he goes straight past me right to Meg, and just, you know, ignored me for a day. So I got the silent treatment.
Classic.
But then the other day he cuddled up next to me, and we watched some TV and caught up on some stuff. Like I hadn't watched White Lotus, so I had to finish that, and Severance and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's good with him. I gave him a new harness. He's got a camo tactical harness with his name Gus on it. And he's doing well. CEO's doing well. Podcast is thriving, so he's thriving. And yeah, it's nice to be back with him. We sat in the balcony this morning, and vibes are good.
Love to hear that. So going back about 5 weeks or so, you raced at World Indoors, but before you did that, you went straight from Boston to Australia, and you got to spend a few weeks there doing a little bit of travel. What was it like training solo down under back in Australia, especially considering you were training in some places that you've never trained or maybe even been to before?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult, but like I knew Dathan was not feeling 100% about it, and we had discussions on it. But like, my girlfriend was in New Zealand for a wedding, and she was already down there. She wanted to come over into Australia, and I thought, well, this is an opportunity to spend some time with my family. And because Dathan was pushing the idea of doing World Indoors in China, the travel wouldn't have been too bad for the time zone specifically. Like, it's a pretty nice time zone.
2-hour difference.
Yeah, 2-hour difference. It's still a long flight, but like it would make sense. And then obviously Dathan would want me in Australia for Maurie Plant and the Perth Nationals, which is also like pretty far away. Perth's on the other side of Sydney, where I live. Well, where Morgan and I live, and that's a long trip. But It was hard, but I was fortunate. I shout out Benny St. Lawrence, who, when I went to do the treehouse thing, I surprised Megan, went into the Blue Mountains. Went up and stayed in a little treehouse thing, which was pretty cool. The running there was actually amazing. Benny, it was like...
It wasn't too much up. Was it a lot of up and down?
There was uphills, but it was pretty gradual, and there was sections where you could run flat. And Benny, shout out to him, like sent me a lot of good runs around there. And there's like, it was beautiful up there, absolutely gorgeous. It was great running there, actually, which I was surprised about. I thought that was going to be like the worst time for running. Was that little trip, but it was great. Went to the local, like this new track that I did, this 800, 300 workout, which is what George just did. He's done a couple of times, and that was really hard by myself, but I was fortunate to have Meg there and do some timing and stuff, and that was a really tough workout. And then other than that, I was able to kind of keep things in lock and key with a lot of workouts and stuff, and kept myself on top of it, which was great before I linked up with Kai and OSC Oceania. But I was staying on the harbour, which was great because if you run along the bridge, it's about 1,200 meters, and then you run from the bridge down and you go through the city section and you go straight into Centennial Park, from like where there's like a Korean War Memorial section, and then there's like the soccer fields, and then where the AFL stadium is. You can run like through there, and it was pretty easy to get there and back from where I was staying. So it was actually better running in that sense from where I usually live in Cronulla, where the running's not ideal. But it was good. It was really nice.
Do you feel like the prep was good for a world champs? Like, would you do that again?
I would.
Like, did you go into?
But I would go later. Actually, after my workout I did in the Blue Mountains, I thought I was in really good shape. I thought I was ready to go.
Is this the one you threw up?
Yeah, that's when I threw up. Yeah, and then like the other workouts I did them. I executed them well, and Dathan and I had very, very good conversations about training. And then he saw me at pre-meet in China, and he said, "You look amazing. Like, you could medal here. You look incredible." And we were pretty excited about it. Looking back on it, obviously this is a one-time situation where, like, my girlfriend was, she's moving, like she's like had time off, had this time to travel, and she was going to be in Australia, and like that opportunity might not come around for a while. So I'm very happy with how it worked out. But if I was prepping for Worlds again with China, I'd probably like do a week less and do a week in Australia, and maybe hopefully have somebody to come with me, whether it's a teammate who's running Worlds or we'd go somewhere else. But I don't think doing the Australian thing and going into China was a bad move, because once I got there, I was pretty much on the time zone straight away. The travel was hard, but it's always going to be hard wherever you are. Getting to China is difficult. So, but yeah, my training, I felt very confident with it. I know Dathan did as well, and if your coach has confidence in you, it's usually a good sign. So, the race wasn't great.
Wasn't great.
Yeah, I got my it reminded me of, I kind of went into it a bit too overconfident because I got what would you necessarily look at like an easier heat, because I didn't have Jakob, I didn't have Neil, I didn't have people that I'm very familiar with racing, but I was racing against a Swedish guy who was very, very good, who's been running well, and Luke Hauser, who's known for having a very good sense of how to race indoors. So,
and then it was also only top two.
Yeah.
Going through, so it is pretty,
which is what it was like in Serbia. I mean, George and I, when we ran Serbia, for me, 1500 was top two.
Yeah.
So it was the same kind of thing. I know for Scotland, it was different. It was top three.
Yeah, yours was top two plus one. Ours was top three and no time qualifiers.
Yeah.
So they changed it by one place.
Yeah. So
for some reason.
And look, that's the way the sport is. And I raced it really tactically bad. It reminded me of my race, my semi-final in Eugene, and then we talked about it Dathan afterwards. I was like a washing machine, just going back and forth, trying to do too much and spend too much energy trying to get around and move to the front. Or I just didn't race it the way I should have. I should have either committed to going to the front, gotten in front of the pack, and then just squeezed it down, because once you get to the front, it's very hard to move.
Give them the famous Keith McSqueeze.
Yeah, squeeze it down, exactly. Or get to the back and then make a very definitive move, and then just never look back. And I didn't do that, and it was a close finish, and I got third, and I missed out on making the final, and I was very disappointed because I thought this could be World Championships where it's a very light World Championship, so it was a possibility to medal, and that would have been a cool thing to do, but I wasn't good enough, so I didn't make it through, and that was tough.
Do you think you needed a clearer plan pre-race, or like what's going on mid-race where your mind isn't committed to one or the other?
Well, this is the thing. The next day, I went down to the gym. This is a funny story for you guys. And I was doing some maintenance stuff, and our friend
the Jingy,
our friend Jingy was down there, and by now Jingy and I's relationship, we're pretty good mates. All jokes aside, and he came up to me and just absolutely destroyed me. They just said, like, what the fuck were you doing? Like, this was the biggest, you just were an idiot. You were just an idiot. Like, you just wasted time. And he told me exactly what I knew, which was I was wasting too much energy, going around like a washing machine, and not just, being relaxed, saying and trusting my fitness, trusting my plan. And I was just too indecisive and not confident enough to make a definitive move or make a definitive game strategy for that race, which he told me, and then we had a chat about other stuff and how life's going and things like that. But he ripped me up, and then I thought about it for a bit, and then I had a nice long run with Dathan, and we had good conversations about kind of where my mental state is, because like mentally 2024, I was in a very, very strong mental state of racing, but my physical body was still struggling from the injury. Whereas now my body's actually, I've had the best training I've had since 2022, but my mental side of it is struggling, and sometimes things don't line up. So we had a good conversation about that, and just like learning how to process things, but also how to like let go of certain other things, just about like where I am in my career, where I am in the sense of executing a race or executing a training session. Like, we had good conversations about that, and then I did a ridiculous workout on the final day just to kind of salt the wound a little bit, which was fun. Dathan tried to do the workout with me, and I broke him, which is always good confidence booster. Yeah, breaking a 42-year-old retired professional runner, it's always great confidence booster. But
that shows your fit.
Yeah, it shows your fit.
If you can drop Ritz.
Well, I ran it was like pretty, like the pollution was not great, but I ran like a 4:15 last mile in Cloud Monster Hypers, which was pretty good. So I was fit, and I knew I was fit. I've known I've been fit for a few months, but I think the way my brain has been going into races and focusing and planning those things, that hasn't been ideal. So, and I tried to change that, and then the next few races, when I was in Australia, I started to get better with that process. Even though the results honestly haven't been what I wanted when I was home, I felt I walked away from my trip, particularly from Perth, in a very, very positive light, particularly for my mental state, because I felt that now I've cracked that, or got the monkey off my back, but kind of cracked that egg of Ollie's rage.
What is the egg?
The egg
in
is
this
like
metaphor.
So for me, like
that you cracked, or the monkey,
the monkey, or the monkey egg, I'll call it. But it was mostly like I looked back, like I don't like watching myself race, and I hate and I'm not like, and to be honest, I'm not very good about watching races unless my teammates are racing. I don't watch. I just don't enjoy watching track and field, because I think because it's what we do all the time, I'm just interested in watching a burnt peanut on a video game, or watching a show, or being in fantasy. I just struggle.
I don't think you need to.
No,
there's some people that enjoy it and are more students of the sport, but I don't think you need to race well.
I just struggle with that.
Yared isn't watching races.
No, I know, but I know for me,
maybe you should have watched Europeans. Then Jakob you would have learned a lot about getting through heats from Jakob.
Yeah, and honestly, like that was the one thing I tried to push when I was after China, was like be more educated and watching how my competitors race. So I've tried to be a bit more a bit more assertive with just paying attention to things like that, and not just focusing on myself, but focusing on like how races go, how people are running, like, and watching races, and maybe learning something when you watch them. And that has been super helpful.
That was the egg.
But the egg is pretty much like when I was, which I'll get to, but like Maurie Plant for me, like, was a tough race. It was, the conditions were terrible, and Cam Myers was just incredibly impressive how he ran that race. I thought he's going to go. He knows he's going to go. It's very clear. He's going to try and push it. The conditions were absolutely terrible. Probably one of the worst 1500 meter conditions I run in. And Cam was at the front and just squeezed it down and ran 3:34, which was like really impressive. And then I kind of fell asleep with 300 to go and then rallied in the last 100. And I finished the race and going like, what the hell was I doing? Like, I kind of just went back and it's like, I'm just not making like good decisions in my racing. And then I went to Perth, and shout out to Kai Robinson, who was a great companion for this whole trip. We had a great time in Melbourne. We went to watch an AFL game. We went out and ate dinner. We cooked dinner together. It was good vibes. It's always great having a teammate with you. It makes such a big difference. And Kai was such a great bloke to have around. And we had a good time. And then when we went to Perth, it was beautiful. You know, it was near the coast, which I love. Got to be in the water. And I felt very good for nationals. I felt very positive. I got to the heat, and I don't know if you guys watched the heat, but like, I just felt like $1 million. I felt like the best I've ever felt. I know it was like a 3:41 race, but like Jude Thomas, who's running incredible right now, who I got equal third with. Well, he beat me, I think, in the timing percentage thing. He's running incredible right now, and he's a young gun, and he's hungry. He took the first, we were in the last heat. Of 3 heats. He took it out, and I just sat on him, and then I just closed the last 400 just to really, because like every race I've run, I've kind of slowed down, and I tried to like kind of ran. I think I ran. Jordan Donnelly was there, and he said I ran like 24:7, 26:9 the last 400. So I felt like, okay, I'm good. Like I progressed well. I felt strong. Everything was
24.
going
That
well.
is fast.
Very fast.
26:4.
I believe
27:9, 26:4. I think it was. Or something like that.
It's still a very good close.
But yeah, and I felt really good. And then after that heat, I came down with a bit of a fever, a bit of congestion, and I was pretty sick. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'm just a bit run down. I'll just see how I feel the next day. And then I felt worse the next day. So I tried to avoid Kai. I tried to test for COVID, because if I tested positive, I wouldn't have raced, which I was kind of hoping, because I did not feel 100%. I felt pretty bad, actually. It's the sickest I've been in a long time. And I tested negative twice. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to go and race. And I just took a lot of caffeine and got to the line and just said, like, you got to be hungry for it. Like, this is a really important race. And I knew how the race was going to go. I knew Jude Thomas was going to be really good. I knew that Adam Spencer is in a great place right now, and he's a very good racer, and he closes really, really well. And I knew that if Cam was going to win the race, he had to be at the front. He had to squeeze it down, run more of a Jakob style type of race. So I got behind Cam. My head felt like I was going to explode, but my body and my legs actually felt quite good. And I raced it. I was really, really happy with my race. I ran hard, and I felt terrible, but I pushed through it, and I felt like didn't feel like a bit of a coward. I felt like I actually pushed myself and hurt myself and put myself in it to win, and really just raced it the best I could, and I did, and I finished third. I would have loved that last 100 to, obviously I was in a position to go, and I thought I was going to go. I thought I was going to win, but I just didn't have the last 100, but I was still there to the end. And after that, I felt absolutely terrible. My head felt like I was going to explode. I was throwing up in the bin for about 10 minutes, and then I had drug testing. And then I flew red eye from Perth to Sydney the next day, which made me feel even worse. But that, for me, that Nationals final probably is one of the best races I've done for a while. Like, even like winning the Diamond League in London for me was amazing, and I ran that race well. But I don't know why, but this race in Perth, just because of adversity or being sick or just having an issue there, and then being able to run that race and still turn up, like, that was massive for me personally, and that was one of the really important race I feel like for me personally. So I was very happy, and it was great to run with Adam and Cam. They're incredible athletes, and they're going to be doing incredible things in the next few months, and I was just really happy with that performance. So, but all in all, it was a successful trip in my eyes, because I felt like I got something out of it. I got some good confidence in myself, but I also got some great training, got to see some great friends. I got to spend time in Australia for a very long time, which we don't really get to spend a lot of time in the Southern Hemisphere much. So it was nice to be back there, and yeah, it was pretty special for me personally. So I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Well, we've already told you We think, like, I think your race at Nationals was amazing. Like, it was a really, really good race. I still don't know what the egg and the monkey are.
Well, the egg and the monkey was, do you remember in 2021 to 2022, I was just like, no fear. Go into a race, no fear. Run off instinct and just go for it, you know? Just believe in yourself, kind of that kind of mentality. That's it. That the egg is kind of that. The egg monkey's that. And I broke through that because, and this is no fault to Dathan, but Dathan will send me like a race prep because he's not there. And it'd be like 3 paragraphs long. And it'd be like, oh, if this happens to this, if this happens to this. And I remember reading that before Maurie playing. And
So the egg was overthinking, maybe.
Yeah. And so like it just stressed me out. Like in Maurie playing, it stressed me out. Like the amount of things he put in. And this is just Dathan trying to help me and trying to set up a thing. But when you're reading it, usually when you have a conversation with someone, some things just fly by and then you talk about different things. It doesn't seem as overwhelming as it is when you read a massive text from your coach about like strategy. And that to me just like kind of overwhelmed me a little bit. So when Dathan sent it for the final, I kind of just thought, you know what, I'm not going to look at, like I'm going to look at it a little bit, like I'll just acknowledge it, but I'm going to go in that race because I felt like absolute dog doo-doo. Go in that race and just run off instinct, just run like I did when I was going out way too hard and trying to run 3:33 every time, 3:31 every time. Just race like that. Just race like you're going there to win. Don't worry about tactics. Just trust in your body, trust in your gut, and go for it. And I did that, and I just noticed that was back to the Ollie from 2021
Similar
mentality-wise.
to what you did in Boston as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty simple equation if you're in a race with Cam. Like, I think that was almost nice after World Indoors. Maybe Ritz thought you needed a clearer plan after World Indoors. But if you're racing with Cam Myers, like, there aren't really tactics.
Do you think he's going to keep racing like that?
Every race with Cam,
I'm
at least.
surprised.
Every race with Cam when he's not, I mean, when everyone's not clearly better than him, like if he's not racing, I don't know, all the medalists,
Yeah.
he's just going to do that every time.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
He's so confident to do that.
it's just get on him and run. Like you don't have to make decisions like at World Indoors or anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was probably a nice way to bounce back from that race. And yeah, that Aussie Champs was, that whole day actually was amazing. Like everyone ran amazing times.
It's a fast track. It's a very
Yeah.
cool fast track.
There was a couple of days stretch that are just absolutely amazing results, which I don't think we really highlighted them enough, but like from Peter Ball, Gout, not how you say his name, but
Good, isn't it?
good.
Because his dad's like told the media that it's not incorrectly pronounced and they're still pronouncing it Gout.
Yeah.
Rowan coming back and winning the 100.
That was awesome. I actually saw him after that and I was really excited for it.
Seth winning the 5K over Kai, unfortunately.
Go Hawks.
An amazing race by him. Well deserved. Lots of crazy racing. Cam Myers even come back in the 5 as well.
Second,
Very
right?
impressive.
Yeah.
So it was lots of very, very good performances there, which is awesome to see. And yeah, I think you did end the trip on a high note, which feels good. And now it's like a brief reset before you get back into racing in the coming months. So that's going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited because I talked to Dathan and he's like, we're not going to chase races right now. We're going to focus on Rome Diamond League, which will be my first race, and just train for that. So I'm in a really good place. I'm back with the boys. Everyone's really fit. So keep my body healthy, stay happy, and train smart. And that's the plan.
What else did we learn from Jingy on this trip?
He hasn't watched Josh Kerr's YouTube. I told him to check that out. He said, I'm going to check that out. His YouTube's doing very well. He's happy with it.
He's crushing it.
And I also learned that he thinks Boston is really bad for the sport, which was, he had a long discussion / argument with Dathan. So did Philip.
Hey, that's what I said that.
They believe that Boston should be banned.
I feel like he would like Boston.
Well, he thinks that Boston's shit because everyone goes and runs fast there, and then they hide and they don't race.
Yeah,
because Jakob is a racer, as a participator.
Right.
He says it's shit because people go there, they'll race a race, they'll go hide, and then they won't come back, and then you just don't see the competition back and forth if people were just going to go race for one time and then just wait till Worlds or maybe race once.
Like we always say though, it's not the athlete's fault. It's not BU's fault. It's just World Athletics.
It's the qualifying system.
It's the qualifying system.
Anyone, like we said, Hobbs can say that, Jakob can say that because the standard is so fucking slow for them.
Yeah.
For the rest of us,
they got fast person privilege.
Yeah. They can say that.
But if you need to chase a standard, you have to go there. And especially now it's worse for college kids because their way of qualifying is literally based on who has the fastest time. And if 10 of the top 10 are going to Boston, then the next 100 have to go to Boston if they want a shot to fill the rest of the spots. So it's just the system. I have to say this before we forget because I've forgotten. Cinta reminds me every week to mention this on the pod, but I keep forgetting. She gave Philip to give to Jakob a coffee club shirt.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything
China?
from him. Yeah.
Nice.
Have not heard anything from him yet. So Henrik, if you're listening, can you tell him to send us a message to say thank you or something? I don't know. Or send us a picture in the shirt. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
Because he has a piece of merch, apparently, which is cool, good to know, but I'd like to see some
I would love to
evidence
see
of
it on his YouTube.
I'd love to see some evidence of
I
it.
want it to be his car mechanic shirt.
Yeah. We would be so happy. We would be so grateful for you to use that shirt as a rag
Yeah.
to
You can
wipe down your Ferrari.
Oh,
That'd be great advertisement for us.
that's the dream.
That'd be great advertisement for us.
It'd show that it's good quality because I imagine on that level of car, you can only use a certain level of fabric to touch your car. So,
100% organic cotton, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So give it a go.
We hope.
Yeah.
Well, I guess one last thing. Maybe some people are wondering. The result of Aussie Champs. What impact will that have on the World Championships?
0.
Do you know? 0?
Yeah, probably not much, huh?
Which is what I tried to explain to Dathan, but he was assistant.
Cam will
Cam will go.
He will get an order.
The only person that
He's
matters.
probably already picked.
Yeah.
Is he? Did they announce yet?
I don't know if they announced, but he would be picked because he has
He's
the
already
standard.
picked.
He's the only person that has the standard
Mhm.
out of the Aussie boys, and he won nationals.
So that's an auto.
So that's an auto qualifying. Cam will be going. It only mattered for Cam Myers. If I ran the standard, World Champs, or if I ran the standard at Boston, then it would have mattered to me to win that championship. But I told Dathan that it didn't matter, but he was much more present of like, no, you have to go. We need to go and compete with these guys. Like, it's important. So I understand Dathan's side of it. The only issue that I had was it was in Perth, which is so far away. But we did it, and I'm glad we did. It was a great meet for me, and I learned a lot out of it and took a lot out of it. But it doesn't matter.
You're in their good books now, though.
Yeah, Fakey pretty much told me, like, Cam will go unless something happens, if he's injured or whatever. But the next 2 fastest guys in August will go. So Shui can come through from it, anybody can come through, they're on 3:30, and I don't run 3:30, they'll go.
Next 2 fastest, regardless of coming.
Yep.
Well, there'll be some level of discretion.
There were discretion, but
essentially the way it'll, we can't speak for the selectors fully.
Yeah.
They take a bunch of things into account, but especially with how long it is until the actual World Championships, they're going to pick whoever looks like they're in the best shape in July, August,
Like if I ran against Jude Thomas and I ran against Stewie, and Jude Thomas and Stewie run 3:30 and I run 3:33, and I don't get the standard, and that was my best race from the season, I will not go.
Yeah,
they will send Jude because I don't understand it.
Because one of the selection criteria is head to head, but you have to imagine that even though it was nationals, which should be the most important, a head to head maybe in August could be more significant than a head to head in this time of year potentially.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But you knew that anyway. That we all
I knew
have
that.
to go run fast
I knew that.
in these coming months.
Well, and also
regardless.
my training is not set for peaking in April. It was set to taper and run well in April, but my training's set to run really good in June, July, August. So that's what I'm hoping.
Hopefully September.
And hopefully September.
My training set for June, July, August, September,
October,
August.
November. August, up September, August, September.
October, November take off.
October, November is Ollie time.
Ollie time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think this is the first year. Well, I mean, none of the 3 of us have a standard, so I think this is probably the first year that has been.
To be fair, though,
You're gonna F
that
in the chat?
situation.
To be fair, though, a lot of people don't have standards this time of year anyway. So
I'm not talking about anyone else. I'm just talking about us.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, we're gonna go and fucking
Go run quick.
go run.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
It's
Go
pretty
snap
funny.
some necks and cash some checks, baby.
Exactly. Speaking of cashing checks, Boston Marathon went down today. We're recording this on Marathon Monday. Manager Tom Wang has kindly put in some marathon facts in the notes today because we are infamously very bad at factually saying stuff about the marathon. So just if anyone was wondering, in particular us three, about the Boston Marathon, a couple of quick facts. The race is in Massachusetts and finishes in the streets of Boston at the end. The race is approximately 26.2 miles long or 42.2 kilometers. You have to run the entire distance to finish, which I actually didn't know this.
That one's a crazy fact.
If you take any shortcuts, it's an automatic DQ. So we all got that. And
Yeah.
also Wesley
that.
is the turnaround point in the race.
Wesley's is that right, Morgs?
Yes.
That's what it says.
Hey, how do you qualify for the NCAA with the marathon?
If you get a quick enough 10K split or 5K split, or technically, I guess any distance.
Any distance?
Yeah, you can self-time it.
Is that an NCAA marathon?
Not yet. Not yet.
Imagine.
Probably will be soon.
Dude,
Imagine how much BYU would
BYU would fucking destroy everyone in that shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that would not be pretty.
That would not be pretty. They would destroy everyone. And they'd have like 700 people on the roster that could all run like under 210 or some shit.
be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys at home, you've already seen the results. You already know how it went down. So we'll just do quickly our little takeaways. We were in the gym this morning cheering on teammate Helen O'Beary, who was going for the 3-peat, which would have been absolutely amazing. And it was an amazing race. She was battling with Sharon is it Lodecki or Lochetti? Lochetti.
Look at you.
Who, another absolutely amazing runner. We've been following her because I think it was her debut marathon in New York.
Won a
was
debut.
also
Yeah.
Helen's debut, and she won. And then big story last year was getting left off the Kenyan team for the Olympics, getting put on it with 8 weeks, I think, or maybe even less, and then ended up coming fourth. So
One spot behind Helen.
we're big fans.
There's a
of
nice
her.
little rivalry.
Yeah, we're
going
big
on right
fans.
there.
Those two are
Fans.
mates as well, I think. They're friends.
They
Yeah.
now have. Does Helen have 2 Bostons and 1 New York, or does she have 2 and 2?
She has 1 and 2.
And now
Yeah.
now Sharon has 1 and 1,
Yeah.
3-4 at the Olympics, and they freaking battle. Like it's
Yeah.
actually
It was
sweet to
really
watch.
entertaining. Really
It was
entertaining.
amazing
Like-
watching it, especially those last few miles, just seeing.
And it's like a bold. Like obviously Sharon trains in Flagstaff.
I was
To-
wondering, do you think has she been training Flagstaff or Kenya?
Flag this time. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
She was.
Yeah, I was talking to Huss about it.
Because I know sometimes,
Yes,
like Helen's been training in Kenya. I know that Sharon also trains in
I
Kenya.
know Sharon
sometimes.
likes training in Kenya for sure.
Yeah.
They do. But
But yeah, epic.
Nice little
epic
rivalry.
race.
rivalry going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, second was still amazing from Helen. Her,
God.
her consistency is
Yeah,
unreal.
to podium in majors, it's insane.
I wonder if she is going to go race out of the US now for a marathon. Or
Like
if
you-
they're just
like
going
you
to stick
said,
in those paychecks.
I think cashing the checks is so hard to
Yeah, how can
leave.
you not?
Once you've started like podiuming in New York, Boston, like
Yeah.
to get the incentive.
Do you reckon she'd ever do Chicago? Chicago's quick, isn't
Chicago
it?
is really quick, but the thing is, it's not. It does. I don't think it has the same history and loyalty that
That Boston, New York
Boston,
have.
New York.
Yeah,
I think like
100%.
in those races, as George was just mentioning, like if you've won one of them,
Yeah, it's massive.
and you're still in your essential prime, they're going to pay you so much to come back
Mhm.
every single time. They're going to want you there. So it is going to be really hard.
And
for
if we
them
can
to
just
do that.
get a Sharon versus Helen race,
Yeah, we just-
once in the fall and once in the spring, like let's just keep signing
Cinema.
up for that.
Cinema. Top American in the women's was Jess McCallan. I don't know. I think that's how you say her name. And she's coached by the Roaches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We were just talking about it.
Top American. So
Crazy.
pretty damn cool. The men's race. It was a very fast day, but I couldn't tell if there was actually a tailwind or they were just running really fast because in his post-race interview, Mance was saying that there was a headwind oftentimes, but maybe there was also a tailwind, but then just at times there was a headwind, and that was a difficult factor because, I mean, in the women's side, I think they smashed the course record, or they at least broke it. And then the men's side, they were 2 minutes off the course record, but John Corrier won in 2:04 high, and then Mance ended up fourth, which was absolutely amazing. And he was only about, I think it was maybe 20 seconds off the win and pretty close to a podium. So every single time he's just chipping away,
Getting better and
getting
better.
closer to the podium / win of these massive races. So I mean, following him this year in particular, but I mean, his whole marathoning career essentially has been amazing.
It's been incredible.
Not many people have put in 2 sub-60 half marathons and now 4th place in a major in 2025. So he's on an absolute tear right now, and it was really good to see coming close behind him.
Yeah, 2 places back. Papa Links.
Yeah, Rory Linkletter,
who coaches him now?
Yeah, is he not coached by
Ryan Hall? I don't think so. I'm sure he got a new coach.
I don't even know. I know
And I've forgotten
he must
who it
still be in
was.
Flag, right?
I think still in Flag, but I'm pretty sure he switched from Ryan Hall to someone else.
So
in
for
the last
him,
12 or 18 months or something.
for him, that's like,
But 2070, I think.
mm-hmm.
6th place. That's legit.
That's so good.
First place in Boston,
in Boston Marathon,
and
yeah.
then-
He was hyped. We were
He
watching
should be.
his last like 50 meters or 100 meters.
Oh,
and
you know who coaches
like
him?
as he should be. He was
Just hyped.
yeah, he was hyping the crowd up,
Heck.
hyping himself
Oh,
up.
yeah.
He's coached by, is it John Green? Verde Track Club.
Oh, Molly Saito's
Yeah,
coach. Yeah, that's right. That's
Is
right.
it John Green?
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, from Georgetown.
Mm.
I don't know why. He went to Georgetown like 10 years ago. He's a good runner there. That's how I know him.
Yeah.
But
Lots of double threshold, probably.
probably a lot of that, which we
I
love.
think.
And
We team double threshold. Is it the podcast stance on double threshold?
We don't have to be all in agreement.
I'm team whatever Jakob does. I'm team double threshold twice a week and 1 by 20 by 200 meter hills, followed by light threshold in the evening.
He does. Do you know he does threshold
120
strides?
to 130 miles a week.
What's a threshold stride?
I don't know. He just said, "Oh, this is my easy run today. I'm doing 8K and threshold strides."
Well, maybe it just means not hard strides.
I'd love to delve into it.
We
Me
have a
too.
day of hard strides and a day of not hard strides. But we
True.
just don't give
I feel like we're always just running really hard.
we don't give things
So-
a day.
True.
I thought didn't
a
he
lot of
tell
hard
you,
strides.
didn't he tell you not to run so hard?
No,
Just
no.
in general?
He was just
I don't
saying.
know. Was it in general?
No, it was just no. I came to that realization, but he was like a reasoning for that was like
Do you think if you
him and Cam in particular, Cam Myers as
if you
well.
asked him, he'd let you just go train with him?
He said he'd
Or
coach
any of
me.
us, right?
He
He
said
said
he'd
he'd coach you?
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Honestly, if he started coaching me,
Do you
and I
think he'll be a
started meeting
coach
him-
when he retires?
He already coaches himself, technically.
Yeah, he technically
True,
coached himself.
true, true.
I think he will be. I think he's said that he like loves the sport and he's obviously invested his whole life into it, like we have.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. If someone asks me, "Are you going to be a coach?" It's like I don't have like certain people are like, "Yes, I want to go with like the college coaching." Like you want to invest. I don't. I think we're probably on similar pages here, where it's like I don't know if we want to dedicate our income, like our whole lives to coaching, but it's like think about how much of our lives we've invested in running, and it's like yeah, of course, like you want to give that back to people in some way.
Mm.
But I think that Jakob probably even more serious than us, like probably does want to coach at some point. I think I've actually seen him say that in an interview.
he'd be a good coach. He'd be someone that you wouldn't want to let down, for sure.
I think it'd be funny coaching.
Inspirational.
Yeah,
He's got a good sense of humor.
but yeah, I think I just learned. I talked to Morgan about it when I was back. And one of the runs is like, I feel like I just train too hard. Like not train too hard as in workouts. I think workouts are supposed to be hard, supposed to go and run them hard. But I think everything else I do it too hard, and I don't.
like your recovery.
Which bit are you doing too hard? That's not
He's-
the workout.
You're watching too much Burnt Peanut.
Yeah, you're watching too much the Burnt Peanut. Shout out to Burnt Peanut, bro. He's so funny, bro.
Because obviously you are known for working out hard.
No,
Example A, throwing up very recently.
Yeah, but that's like that 800 300 workout's like a workout that is
You're meant to go.
you meant to go hard. Whereas like for me, like for example, and this is only from recent time, like from Arizona onwards, doing the double T, doing workouts like that, it's made me realize that like if I can execute a workout to my ability the best way possible and feel really good afterwards, that means I've done well. Like that's a good day. Whereas if it's a workout like the 800 300 workout, I need to walk away feeling like fuck that kind of killed me.
You
Whereas
started just cross training with George,
and then the regular runs, I noticed though, like if I'm running those runs at 6 minute pace, 6:15, and I'm feeling good, then it's fine. But if I'm running those runs and I'm running 6:30, 6:15, and I'm feeling bad, I just want to I need to slow down. Like just I need to be able to tell my body like I want my body to improve, but I want it to be happy and healthy. And the way to be happy, healthy is sometimes on runs I maybe just got to put the brake on things and just relax, get better with just making sure that like if I'm feeling a bit sore and a bit tired on a regular run or a long run or something, just relax. Just chill out, man. It's
So
all
that's
good.
when you say you've been training too hard, you mean easy running too
Yeah.
hard.
Just like training in general. Like I've been
So
every time I go
Jakob
in, I've
says
gone
that
too
we
hard.
train too hard on workouts specifically.
Yeah, I mean,
His would definitely be the other way around.
with the workout that I did, well, like for example, like OSC Oceania, who I haven't, shout out to them, shout out to Craig for looking after Kai and I. He was amazing. That group's pretty awesome. They were pretty nice to spend time with. They do a different thing where they do 3 workouts a week. So they do 3 workouts a week and a long run, which is I think not an Australian thing,
Well,
but that's what most
Australians do
Australian
it, but
athletes do.
actually in Europe, that's pretty much what
Yeah.
most people do as well now.
But we do American thing is like 2 workouts, really hard workouts, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Some people in here do.
I
3
did a
as
workout
well.
with Craig's group, and this was my like big workout before nationals. It was like 9K of threshold, and then it was, I think like K at 245, and then I did 600, 500, 400, 300, rest decreasing, and the 600 was 126, and then it just goes down from there, 55, like that sort of stuff. And then like I was doing that, and Craig was timing me. He actually messed up one of my splits, which was pretty funny. But I did the 9K threshold, and I did that section of the run, and Craig was like, when I was running sub 13, I'd never do a session like this. It was like so hard. Like he was very impressed. He was like, wow, you're that's really impressive what you just did. And it made me realize that like we train like
we do good workouts.
we do really good workouts, and we train like the best in the world. But I think if we're going to do that and we're going to train like that, I need to change my mentality on how I recover and how I run regular runs, because I think that makes me a great runner, what Dathan does with those training. It's made me what I am today, but my body's getting older. It has more miles in the legs. I just got to be more safe on if I'm feeling something where I need to take it slower or I need to change something, I got to be more proactive and talk to Dathan about it. I got to take it chill and then execute the things that matter, I guess, with that sort of stuff. Whereas like for me, I used to be able to just like go run and feel amazing all the time. Whereas now, you know, that's not gonna make me better.
Yeah, that's nice to see I think
Different part
it's
of my
funny
career.
'cause I think Morgan and I would be completely flipped. I think we are always trying to control the hard efforts,
Yeah.
not the easy efforts as much.
Mm.
Like I would never work out till my hands are on my knees. No, like if I'm hands on knees at the end of a rep, I run too hard.
Yeah. Or at least you'd like have a very small dose of that, max.
Yeah, like if I have to be able to jog out of a rep. Otherwise I run too hard. I reckon. But
Well,
that's
I'm
similar
talking about
mentality.
specific. I'm talking about specific workouts though. Like for example, like the double threshold we did, I was feeling amazing. Wasn't hand on knees. But if it's an 800, 300 workout, Dathan's like, this workout's going to hurt. This is going to be a big one. That's when your hands on knees, I think. Near the end of it, obviously. But
yeah. You just don't need to probably do that much of it.
yeah.
But
I don't know. I just had I had a little Ollie.
A little epiphany.
Little Ollie epiphany, and I want to try
think
this
it's
new way of thinking for my running, and I'm at a different point in my career where this is going to be the prime years of my career, hopefully, and I want to be fucking good. So
hey, bro, don't worry about. I don't think I think we're gonna redefine the. You know how like growing up there was a certain set of ages that you should be to be able to perform your best. I think that's all going to be redefined in these coming years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we found that out last week. It's
Yeah.
going to be due to carbohydrates.
Oh yeah, that's what Dave Roach was saying.
we got to eat more carbohydrates.
No, but they just
I hope
say
you're
that
not, I hope
because
you're not
we're
just
feeling,
learning that now.
Yeah. Because people are feeling better, and because of other training advancements as well, careers should be longer.
You
That's the
were saying
hypothesis. That's the
your
hypothesis.
recovery game was going to be upped when you got back.
Mm.
What has changed in the last week or moving forward? What is your recovery?
I think you need to play more video games again.
What's this method?
I've been taking a lot more naps.
Sleep is good.
I've been being more proactive with my intake of carbs. I make smoothies now, which
Smoothies
aren't
are
carbs,
clutch.
but I just put
Big
frozen.
fan of carbs.
Sure, there will be carbs.
I
in
put
there.
frozen berries.
Unless it's water and
Well, I don't put
Unless it's
like
water and-
powder or anything in it. I just put yogurt, honey,
carbs.
and some frozen berries
That's
and stuff, and a
more
banana.
carbs. More carbs.
And then I
That's all
just
carbs.
blend it, and then I have that, and then
Did you put protein in it? Did you say that?
no, I don't put any protein in it
So it's
because
only
I feel like
carbs.
I also feel like I eat enough protein in my regular diet,
That's something that there's also new studies on that you can probably, athletes can probably take more protein than you expect.
So we should take more protein.
I think the Minecraft Happy Meal has probably a decent amount of protein.
Yeah,
don't you think?
definitely
Does.
definitely a lot of
Pretty much.
protein. But I was thinking with recovery stuff as well, like just trying to be eating more and snacking more, which I don't do
It's
either.
healthy. That's healthy with the amount that we train.
Is it the 9-piece chicken McNuggets Minecraft movie deal?
That's the kids one.
Oh.
But I don't know if they have the adults one anymore, but the kids one's still there.
A 9-nugget Minecraft movie meal has 51 grams of protein.
That's
Bloody
pretty
hell.
damn good.
That's a lot.
You eat 3 of those.
Oh, and I've been drinking a glass of chocolate milk before bed. I've been
Hey,
doing
that's good too.
Yes, right.
What else have I been doing? I've been you guys are gonna laugh.
I'm already laughing.
I'm doing some breathing exercises in the morning.
Morgan's not
amazing.
going to laugh at that.
Yeah, that's what I
that's
do.
right up. That's right up Morgan's alley.
So I've been practicing.
That's a really good idea.
I've been practicing some mindfulness. Although I haven't been doing it recently because I just got back and been spending time with my girlfriend. We wake up and like do stuff together. So like I was doing that a little bit when I was away, and I'll try and get back onto it. And then I've been back reading again. I don't know updates for you, Morgan. You probably already know this because Jason just told me on the table, but they put a date for the second book.
Oh, yeah. George
Will-
has
Willamette.
read the Willamette as well.
Really?
The second book date's out. Yeah,
It's like the end of the year, right?
yeah.
Or something?
I
Yeah, that was
I
good.
also think Red Gold is going to be coming out at the end of the year as well, speculative. But
Really?
yeah, so I'm rereading. I want to reread. I've read it. I want to reread the Willamette again.
Good. I'm going to reread it again.
Yeah.
I read it twice on my Kindle and then I bought the hard copy.
I have the hard
It's
copy.
amazing.
Yeah, but I've been reading a bit. I've been trying to do that before bed. Like, I think I've struggled with being off my phone because of brain rot, and I like sending those. You know,
That's
you
an
guys
issue.
know those
That's a
like
big issue in this day and age.
you know those fantasy reels where it's like
Yeah.
your maiden is which thing would your maiden pick, and I like
Yeah,
send
like
it to
what
Meg
armor
and I'll
would
be
your-
like
would your
2
boy
or
wear?
3 and she'll be like, oh yeah, definitely 2, and then she'll send me one that's like, you just finished a big quest, where are you camping for the night, and she'll send like, I do that stuff with her.
This is a love language. I don't know what the word for it is, but it's a beautiful love language.
Yeah, love language. I mean, whatever.
Sintra
it
and
was.
not that anyone asked, but Sintra and my current love language is playing a lot of Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
together.
you've been talking about a lot of
Dude,
that.
We're
Yeah.
fucking, our farm is popping off right now.
Dude, I need to see this farm.
Please let me know anyone who else plays Stardew Valley. It's the greatest game of all time. It's essentially what
It
George
sounds-
grew up doing.
Yeah, it's pretty much what George does.
It sounds like what was Farmville like 15 years ago.
What a throwback. I haven't thought about that for a minute.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining like leveled up Farmville by like 15 years.
Yeah, probably. That's
Probably.
very accurate.
But yeah, I like I do that with her, and it's always fun. And particularly when I'm away from her, I miss her, and I do that stuff, and it was always really fun. But I've noticed that like as soon as I get off it, and I go to like my head's racing, and I'm not like tired. So
seeing the pictures of the maidens,
Yeah, the
and
like-
imagining
like
Meg
the castles and stuff.
gets you your heart racing.
Yeah,
really fast
heart rate
before
goes
bed.
up, and that's not
So you
good
have to stay away
before you
from
go to
that.
bed.
Okay.
Yeah, particularly.
I have no clue what you guys do.
We're talking about if my girlfriend was
You gotta
dressed as
get
a
on
maiden,
rails. You
it would
gotta
be
watch some
pretty
rails.
unreal. But I noticed like reading before bed puts me in a good state of getting away from technology. And then Cinta always gives me shit for this, and I know you and her do it, is like, don't touch your phone or don't go on social media before like, I don't know, whenever, but just for the morning, don't go on it. And I've been doing that as well. So I've been trying to change little things, which I think has been helpful, but
All those things sound like good positive changes. To
they're good
implement.
positive changes. And I think like when it's not, but it's nice when like, when you do stuff like that and you feel better. Like I feel pretty good. I mean, I was pretty sick when I got back, so now I feel like a lot better. But I also got Kai sick, and I'm sorry, Kai. But I
Sorry.
try to avoid you as much as possible. But yeah, I feel like I'm making positive improvements, George. I mean,
Oh,
if you were living with me, I'm sure you would pick up on something going, Ollie, that's fucking stupid. But you know, I still got to be me. Like I do dumb things, like you know, the Minecraft meal. Like, come on, guys. Like, am I gonna let that go? Like I'll regret that for the rest of my life, not having a Minecraft meal.
No,
Definitely.
carbs will make the biggest difference
Definitely.
on that list. Therefore,
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a pizza oven as well. You know the balcony I have?
Uni?
I'm gonna stack up some brick things and then put a pizza oven on there. in the
Level
corner.
up.
The pizza ovens are freaking sweet.
Yeah, so
Those
I'm thinking of
little
doing
ones.
that because it's cheap. And Klecker has one and it's freaking hectic. And
I don't think they're
I have a
that
little
cheap.
balcony.
Are they?
Well, the one he has.
for Ollie.
Well, the one
for Ollie.
Well, the one
Just
no,
a
but
few $100.
the one that he has is 700. But the
Oh yeah, fucking cheap.
but the one that I want is
I think you can get a
is
lesser
300.
version. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 3 to 4.
There is a smaller one.
Which I think is $300 for a pizza oven is pretty fucking good though. Think about it, like
yeah.
that's not bad. I mean, it is. Yes, it's expensive, but like $300 is a pair of
If
like
you use it a lot.
2 pairs of shoes these days. Like it's not.
Yeah,
I've been using it for ages, hopefully. So,
fair enough.
but yeah, no, things are going well. That's a lot of recap from Ollie. But oh, and Coffee Club fans were out and about, which was great to see. They missed both of you.
Coffee Club Down Under.
Coffee Club Down Under. We had good support there. It is funny now because I'm getting recognized as not as Oliver Hoare the runner, as Oliver Hoare the podcaster. And I know you guys will probably get some of that as well, but it's funny to see, it was awesome to see our community, how strong it is and how big it is everywhere. And thank you guys for coming out, particularly Maurie Plant and Nationals in Perth, which is obviously so far away. But yeah, it's great. Good vibes and nice to be back.
Well, on that lovely note, I think we'll wrap up the pod. Just a little shout out to, we're going to cover this more next week, but we have Sage is also racing this weekend. And what is the opening of the Diamond League for the season? They're back in China, the back-to-back in
I
Xiamen, and what's the other one?
think Shanghai.
Is it Shanghai? The one next
I think
to Shanghai.
Shanghai's first and then German.
I think it's Xiaoming, and then, but it's not Shanghai. It's where literally I raced there last year. Shenzhen,
Tinjin.
Oh.
I think. So Sage is doing the 800 1K double at those two meets, which is going to be very exciting. And there's also
It's exciting.
a bunch of other. There's a bunch of distance races, a lot of cool stuff. But we're going to get more into that next week. So yeah, I think that's it for this week. Very happy to have Ollie finally back with us after his absence. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We hope to see as many of you out there at Penn Relays as we can
Tomorrow.
yeah.
We'll see you in Philly tomorrow.
tomorrow. But that's it from us. Episode 183 done and dusted. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we look forward to seeing you guys all again next week. Bye-bye.